Hello, today I am Addison Brunts, and we are going to be talking about hoarding disorder today. So, the DSM-5 refers to it as the hoarding disorder. They recently made it its own separate disorder from like the OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. So, the ICD-10 actually still puts it under the obsessive compulsive disorder and as a hoarding type. So, that's kind of where that difference is there. And we're going to focus now on the three main criteria we're going to look at today for hoarding disorder. So the first one is that individuals with this disorder will really struggle with discarding like certain items. So they'll be very cluttered a lot of times. Their homes are a lot of times just filled with things, and regardless of how valuable they are to them, monetary or emotional value, they'll really struggle with getting rid of it a lot of times just in case they might need it in the future. So yeah, a lot of it's going to be that they really, really struggle to discard any of their items and possessions that they own. So next, it kind of tangents off of that. So they need to really save those items and they have such a strong distress whenever they have to part with them. So even if it's say something like that we don't put a lot of value on or a certain clothing item, they might need that. They might need to keep it for a long time because they feel that they need to save it, even if it doesn't mean anything to them. And that's kind of another really noticeable like criteria for it. And then lastly, it's the accumulation of possessions. So, like you'll see in the TV shows, which isn't the most accurate, but you will see that their homes are just filled and filled with items, and it's hard for them to actually fix it on their own, and they usually need like third party intervention. But for the clutter, it's just all the items just accumulate and accumulate, and it creates all of that just mess in the house. And it can actually get to the point where certain amenities in the house are unable to be used, like the stove you can't use because it's so covered with items and everything, or you can't use your bed or your toilet just because of all the mess that is accumulated there. And so that's really what sets it apart from just having an attachment to items and collecting them, is that it can get to the point of like you're impaired in your daily functioning. All right. So next we have a media example, and it's from Sherlock Holmes. Most of you probably recognize it. And the actor is Robert Downey Jr. And this video is just going to show some hoarding tendencies that I saw in his apartment.